Hey y'all, welcome to Ash is Happy Now. It's been a good day. It was a good night last night. First things make me happy, I finished Eliza and Her Monsters. It was such a good book. I also love that it's got like drawings from it, from the webcomic itself. That's Davy. I love it. I love it. But this book is so good, both in terms of talking about fandom and what it means to be a fan, but also just for creators and for creative types to talk about the concept of like refilling your cup and being motivated by your work. And it really makes me appreciate the authors that I follow and love who have like a really rabid fandom. I may be a member of some of them. Uh, to remember to like allow them to honor their work and that you don't just generate this out of nowhere and it takes just as much energy and thought and rest as anything else. And so I know recently Laura Eve said that they were going to delay her second book in the Graces line, The Curses, for about a year. And it's so hard because she was so upset and said that she was so sorry. But at the same time, I would so much rather artists and creators that I love have the time to work on their stuff and have it be something they are satisfied with, because then they are more likely to promote it and do more and make more. Um, I'm always reminded of the fact that when you ask J.K. Rowling what her least favorite of the Harry Potter books is Goblet of Fire, because she felt rushed. Like, there's lots of reasons that any of her books could be her least favorite, and the fact that that's why is because that sense of satisfaction of completion isn't there. And I think what I loved about Eliza and Her Monsters is that it's someone who's really young. I mean, for one, that's always the interesting part, but this young person learning what it means to have something out in the world, and that it's, yes, sort of where the story goes belongs to the fans, but sort of the canon pieces, they belong to the creator. And sometimes creators just stop. It's the idea that we might never get all of the Game of Thrones books because, you can't make. I mean, if people are as happy with them, they learn to say like masterpieces of literature and stuff like that. You can't rush that. There is a process, and it does just happen. It's like we can be upset all we want if we don't get like the last book and all that, but that's just reality. Like that's just how life works. Uh, Other things. It's actually chilly enough in my house right now. I can wear a sweatshirt. I'm not a Vikings fan. Just to make that clear. It's just a really good sweatshirt. It's not even mine. It's my husband's. What else is going on right now? Still listening to My Favorite Murder. And I don't know what it says about me that so far they have not brought up a case that I didn't already know pretty much everything they told me. And I don't know if it's just that the summer before, so right after I finished grad school, before I moved down for my first job, I watched like every season of a true crime documentary show. So like every hour of the show was a different like killer case, and there's just so many that I know. I watched like lots of true crime documentaries. Like talk about Cropsey. Like, oh, I can tell you all about Cropsey. I can talk about Willowbrook. We'll talk about AHS. Uh, you know, Asylum, like all that stuff. So I don't know what that says about me as a person. It's good to know that I'm not alone. I think that's the satisfying part about My Favorite Murder. So you're like, oh yes, we all have this weird fixation on this thing, and I think one of the key things they touch on is like ultimately like we're all sort of curious and in horror about death, and so when you feel like life is taken and it's not your time or it's not how things are supposed to happen, it's upsetting, but it's also sort of fascinating because it is the most unknown of unknowns. Which actually reminds me, they're remaking the movie Flatliners, which is a Kiefer Sutherland movie from the 80s about these like students who, hook up their brains and they die for a couple minutes and they try to see what's on the other side and bring themselves back. And first I was like, why are they remaking this? But then I actually found out that they're not remaking it. It's sort of a new version of the story, and that Kiefer Sutherland's character's going back, which like I am literally like, I love him so much. Like right now, at this moment, I can just reach out and put my hand on the Lost Boys because it's just next to my computer. Because every once in a while, I don't feel like going and looking for it when I want to watch it, so I just reach over and grab it. Let's see, is it actually in there right now? No, it's in there. I think actually Return of the King is in my computer right now. Movies. Yeah. So really that's just it right now is I appreciate Eliza and Her Monsters for both acknowledging a lot about anxiety and depression and how that can affect a creator, but also how just fans can affect a creator. And I think it's so important when you're a fan of anything, any kind of artist, like a musician, somebody who does anything visual, someone who is a writer, like somebody who creates something that you love. Offering critique is one thing, and offering feedback when you're like, why did we do this? Or questioning a choice, a creative choice, is one thing, but you also have to respect that they were the one who made the choice. And yeah, cool, you did something different. Make your own work then. If you have so much to say and so much thought, do your own. But secondly, that they do actually need positive affirmation and to a certain extent your forgiveness. So when they have to delay something or move it or things change, let them know that you still love it anyway and you're still gonna buy it or watch it or whatever. Um, like there were albums coming out this summer. I think Oh Wonder got pushed back a couple weeks and that was a huge bummer for me. Like it was like a month. I was waiting. I had it on my calendar. Like I was ready. But the album was really good, and if they felt like there was music, there was work that had to be done to their music, I would so much rather that happen. Um, I want them to be proud of and invested in it because that's when they give the most back to their fans is when they feel like, one, independently they're proud of their work, but also two, that you have taken the time to appreciate it. So if you have someone that you are a fan of and they have to delay something or take a break or do whatever, forgive them. It sounds so stupid and I almost feel like it's a little like condescending to the creator, but like forgive them for the fact that they've one created this thing that's like taking over your whole life and you love it so much. But that like they actually need to hear that sometimes. It's just like it's okay. We're gonna love your work anyway. Like we're gonna still support you because I get that you're a human being and that you might need this from me. So this turned into a rant, but it actually is something that makes me happy because I make a point of only using my social media for positive things. Not necessarily my Facebook, because that's like my personal life, but like when I'm talking about content and work that I like or people I admire, if I don't like something, I don't post about it. But what I do is like, here's stuff I love, here's stuff that's really working for me, here's this person, you should check them out, or here's this like awesome thing that you should look at and appreciate. And I make a point of telling people when I really love their stuff. I already posted to the author of Eliza and Her Monsters, like, I have so many thoughts about this. Like, I can't even, I'm going to write a review on my blog. I don't even know. There's just so much. My cat's going to start going on a sneeze rage. This is probably my longest video, but I also think it's so, so important. So, honestly, respect your creators, respect their humanity, and let them know that it's okay that they take time to be human because you're following them because of the human inside you that spoke to them. So, anyway, happy now. I'll probably post tomorrow before I go on all my shenanigans higher up in the Midwest. So have a great night.